guys? This is Eulavia Dilworth, Conisha Wiggins. We're the Writer Circle. Today we present to you Don't Bury Me in a Dress, the podcast edition. So this episode of the Writer Circle is based on a movie that the film takes you on a journey with the main character, Janae. She's going through a lot of internal struggles with her own self-identity. And so I wanted to bring a host of people who may have experienced some of the same experiences as Janae and bring us together to have some open dialogue about those experiences so that we can try to change the world in a sense.
Basically.
I mean, it's not going to happen overnight, but we can open the eyes of people who may not know or understand the struggles, the everyday struggles of people like Janae. So, if y'all ready?
Y'all ready to rock and roll?
Ready, do it.
So, I'm going to just start off with the first question, and then you can ponder on it. We'll go from Queen, and then whoever wants to take over that conversation, just let Queen finish. If you do disagree, that's totally fine. Just do it with respect and understanding of another person's opinion. So
That way.
So can you share your personal journey of self-discovery and coming to terms with your gender identity?
Well, I would like to start. What's up, y'all? It's Queen, Malik, Don daughter, King Don. It's the motherfucking artist, D-Trans artist. And y'all can follow me at QINGDONN. Get at me. People in this world really think that a child starts by not having a father. You know, I had my father. I was on the football field playing with the dudes. I was fighting all the time from Maker's Home. It was just like, as I got older, everybody knew, but I didn't want my mama and my daddy to know. Even though I knew that they had a sis, I just never got the balls to like, mama. But at the end of the day, I just had to focus on, when I was 13, I just realized, like, are you really happy, like, being what somebody else wants you to be? Like, are you okay with being what everybody would love to view you as instead of what you would like to view you as? Yeah. And now, I can't ever say, like, I would have ever did anything different. Like,
I go by Taz the Realist. I'm from Houston, Texas. I am a trans male. I am a music artist, advocate, and entrepreneur. You can follow me at I am Taz the Realist. Same thing, grew up with my family, and I came out as gay at first, as a stud. I came out in middle school, so I was like one of the first people to walk down the hall holding my girlfriend's hand type situation.
I don't mean to cut you off. Could you elaborate on how that felt though?
What, like being the first person to come out gay? At that time, it was kind of funny for me because of how it happened. Like, I was with this guy, and he was cheating on me with this girl, and when she came to our school, me and her got together. So it was one of those, like...
Player.
Okay. So
man.
it was kind of like funny to me because it was like, you want to cheat, I'm going to take your girl anyway. Right. So it was like, but he was my cover-up anyway. So it was like I was finally coming out, so that's the way I had chose to do it. Throughout my high school, I was always talking to females or whatever, but it wasn't until maybe 7-8 years ago that I started my transition. I was talking to someone and they was like, they noticed I was more of a touch me not. I don't like, having my body out, whatever. So I had to do the research because I didn't know. I just was like, this is who I am. I knew I was always the nigga, like, you know what I'm saying? So once I did that research and started really wanted to do that transition, I talked to my family, sat them down, like, this is what I'm going through, this is what I feel, and I went through that with my family, the good and the bad. So when I came out public, I really didn't care about what the public had to say because I already heard the worst through my family.
Yeah. We're gonna touch on that.
Go deep into
family.
next.
You just done open a can of worms. I want to go back to you, Queen. You said your father and mother always knew. So why was you afraid to come out?
Because even growing up, even in school, even though everybody knew I was gay, I was still with like all of like the niggas who was the dudes who was dudes, like, and they always respected me and respected who I was, and it was like, I didn't want that to follow my siblings around, like, cause what people do, oh, your brother this and this and that, are you that, like, I hated that. Yeah. And I would always protect my sibling. Like, I would literally, like, when I go outside, no, you cannot go with me, cause I know when I'm finna go be me, and you finna stay in the house. I don't need you. Like, people didn't even know my siblings were my siblings. It was that crazy. Like, I just never wanted to reflect on somebody else. Never wanted my personal experience to make their life a living hell. Like, I just wanted to protect them.
I want to piggyback off of that, because I kind of feel like that was kind of like my issue with being gay. Like, my mama used to always tell me, like, she wanted a daughter so bad. Like, she used to tell me this all the time. Like, I had another child because I wanted a daughter. So it's like, I'm gay. Like, I don't want to wear them dresses that you want me to wear. Like, all these things you've been dreaming of, it's not going to be me. Right. And so, like, I think that was, like, the hardest thing for me. Like, you know, I kind of felt like, kind of a feeling of, like, man, like, my mama wanted this. So it's like I wanted it for her, too. Like,
did you disappoint her?
I don't think I did. Like, now that I talk to my mom, I think my mama loved me so much that, like, I can come out as a murderer. Like, you know, she just...
That's my little murder.
Yeah. Yeah, she loved me. So it's like all of that all of those things that I was afraid of, it really was just like...
I can touch on that because my name is Janice. I am a mobile dog groomer in Houston, Texas. I am born and raised from Houston, Texas. You can follow me at Tippy Toe Pet Grooming or also at Joe Rocket. Peace. You gotta do this because your big sister doing it. So you gotta do this because your brother doing it. So me finding myself when I got to college, it was like, who gonna stand in my way? Like, this is for me. So I can piggyback off both of that because it was like my mom, I wanted to be her rock star. I wanted to do everything she wanted me to do. So it was like, but the things I wanted to do, I couldn't really do it. Like, she made me lead a basketball team because she seen too many gay girls. And then it was just like,
so I asked her, did you feel like you disappointed her in a sense?
Now, like she said, no. My mom is my best friend right now. Okay, like, and right now I'm in the process of getting married, and it's like, she seeing me be happy is like, I want the best for you. I don't care how it come down to it. If she ain't putting her hands on you, if she loving you how you supposed to be loved, then that's how it's supposed to be. So, yeah.
And one thing about parents, they always, when they have you and they get pregnant with you, they always have a future of what they want.
Yeah, that way.
Yeah. And it's
that
like,
way.
Mama, I want to make you proud.
Yeah.
Daddy, I want to make you proud. But when you got something that's eating at your mental, when I was like 13 and I realized, like, you depressed. Yeah. Like, I didn't want to get out the bed. I didn't want to go out the house. It was just like, something gotta change. And I used to be one of the ones, I ain't ever wearing no girl clothes. I'm not ever wearing this. Yeah. And whole time, that was the main things that made me happy. And a lot of times, people will tell you the thing that people demonize are the things that they really... they yearn for, or they dream about, or that's what they want to do, but they don't have the courage to.
Right.
And me being in school, I just couldn't do nothing but just be me, because I knew it was gonna be the younger ones looking up to me like, okay, he did it first. Like, I literally got children who was coming up in high school, and we were all like, all my little gay friends, and they used to be like, Malik, I can't wait till I get my hair done. I can't wait till I dress like that. Like, and I loved it. Like, that was like, like,
you a whole mother out here.
Raising everybody.
So did you want to elaborate on that first?
Hello, I'm Angelica Marcray, also known as Jelly. I'm from Houston, Texas. I am a educator, a mental health advocate, a community liaison. You can follow me at ALM__1990 or at Missing Peace Foundation. That is MISSINGPIECE Foundation. Always just, had this masculine, dominant vibe about me. When I got to, 10th grade, I naturally liked the girl. I approached her and everything, scared the shit out of her. I was like, "What's up?" You know, leaving a voicemail like, "What we about to do?"
It's always that first.
Yeah,
one, the first
you
one,
know.
like, man.
So it was really just natural for me. I mean, I feel like I like both, to be honest. And I just say I'm me. You know what I mean? But it has been a struggle, I can honestly say. Especially with my family being a very have a really strong religious background. Right. So it's been a never-ending journey of me like truly accepting myself. Yeah. I can say once I started to really go to like therapy, I think that's been the biggest thing for me. To just kind of take off some of that shame that I felt, because it's not mine. It's more so, of course, because my family is very religious. They're embarrassed by these things, you know what I'm saying? So what I've learned to do is to take that shame off and give it back.
I was like I always knew I was different. Piggyback again on what Jelly was saying, but I was kind of always a tomboy. I hooped, played football in the streets, hung with mostly guys. Like I say, the only females I honestly hung with was my cousins or whatever the case may be. And I remember, I think that was, 10th grade, lady, or 9th grade? And I had just, I'm gay. We was going to, it was like a beach ride back in the day, trail rides for all the Northsiders, they know that shit. And I was on this, back when Tag and shit was in. I'm showing my age. But I was on the phone with I was on Tag with this girl, and I was on the phone way down there on the beach with her. So my family, they know me pretty well, so they was picking up on shit or whatever. And I'll never forget, we was all at my grandmother's house. And then I was like, but what if I am gay? And the only person that really was, I don't want to get emotional, that accepted me was my cousin. She was like, so what if you is? Basically, I already knew, but they was, I guess, waiting on me to say it, but she the only one that kind of really took me. Yeah. So, yeah.
Now I'm finna cry.
I wasn't supposed to be answering all this shit.
Yeah, so I think it's very important to have this conversation, because I kind of feel the same. I feel the same way as everybody. Even though I feel like all of our experiences are different, I still feel I can really relate to every person's story in a way. I think the first time I ever I didn't come out till I was 28. But the first time I ever had a crush on a girl was when it's basically this story. The movie that I wrote is really my life. And I had a crush on this girl when I was in 11th grade, but I didn't even realize that it was a crush. That's how religious I was. Yeah. And I think that religion, it plays such a huge part in people suffering.
Agreed.
In certain ways. Ooh. Don't get me wrong, because I still believe in a lot of the religious beliefs, but I think in some ways people do suffer because of those beliefs. Right. And so I had a crush on this girl, and we was talking. My mama let me transfer to Nimitz High School my 11th grade year, me and my cousin, her sister, and I met this girl at the school, and I had a crush on her. We would talk every single day, and I remember not being able, I couldn't wait to get to school the next day to talk to her. But I didn't realize it was a crush. I thought it was just a friend. Maybe I like her a lot, or maybe I like her a lot. But when I was writing this movie, all of those feelings came back, and I told myself, I really liked her. And but that goes back to kind of the movie of because what if something would have happened to me? I really would have lived my whole life. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Living this lie to put up a persona for other people, and everybody else get to be happy. Yeah. But then you kind of sit back and
that right there. Who are you giving peace? Nobody but the person who telling you to be quiet. Yeah. Keep calm. It's just you suffering in silence, and you can't turn to nobody for real, because everybody, you always got that person that you know that you could talk to. But it's not the same when you don't have that experience, when I used to hear my family talk about gay people, that would make me turn it I don't want to tell nobody. Yeah. Because I know I could take a lot, but at the same time, I don't need nobody telling me nothing. I'm going to do this on my own. This is the journey that we take on our own. Hop out on a leap of faith, real life. Yeah.
How has faith or your religious background influenced your understandings and acceptance of the LGBTQ plus community? I'm going to start with Taz.
Honestly, I feel like God knew who I was before I got here. Okay.
Good answer.
I love him. I'm gonna praise him. You know, he's the only person that I'm gonna have to talk to on my judgment day.
Okay.
I did grow up, you know what I'm saying, around, you know, being Baptist and stuff, but I wouldn't say that it was like, oh, you gonna need to do this because God gonna. It really wasn't that hectic for me. But, you know, with me even starting my transition, you know, my auntie, she's like, well, you know, how you feel about God? And I told her the same answer. Like, I felt like he knew who I was before I got here. And he knows my story and how it's going to end. Mm-hmm. And I'm just going to live every day, you know what I'm saying? As long as I keep praying and having my belief in him, it really wouldn't matter to me.
I can agree to it because I feel like I'm more closer to God now than I am when I was straight, to be honest. I feel like me talking to him now is more personal than anything. I don't have to be nobody else or speak for anybody else. I'm speaking for what's going on in my life at the moment. So I feel like a lot of kids that's now trying to be a part of the LGBTQ community, they're not really looking at the facts of it. They just trying to see what everybody else doing or try to run with the punches of what everybody else doing, especially when it comes to faith. It's like, and it's a scary world on the straight side and the LGBT. I can't get it out. But, you know, I feel like it's a scary situation on both sides, and nobody is really saying anything about it, and that's the scary part. Everybody just walking in their own little group, but nobody is actually like, I still love you, even though it's just always a, That's the scary look you get when you walk somewhere like, I'm like, but you supposed to be a Christian. But, you know, that's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother story.
I was like, 12, 13, and we had went to Louisiana, and we was at her sister's house, and they had a man. I was talking, and they had some man who was outside, and he just was like, why you talk like that? Why you moving your hands when you talk? I've never seen this man a day in my life. And it just made me so angry. Like, I just was so mad at all of them, because who is you talking to? Don't play with me. But the crazy part is my grandma, I walked in that house and she was sitting on the sofa. She said, what's wrong? I said, I don't even know that man. Why is he talking to me? She said, it's all right. I love you. And to this day, you know you got your people who, you know you got your real angels who are here to protect you and assure you. The crazy part, she died the day after my birthday. In 2019. I knew that was my love. That was my one love. That's who was gonna love me no matter what. If she would have ever seen me now, I got so much judgment from that side of family, but I know that she still got that love for me. Like what you said, God knew God already knew who we was before he made us. Yeah. And they love to throw that in your face and then double back and be like, if you do this though, that's crazy. Because if he made all of us in his image.
That part. Yeah. I come from a real religious family on both ends. My mama church Sunday, Wednesdays. If she catch it on Tuesdays and Thursdays, she probably will be there. My grandparents so much wasn't probably heavy religious, so I didn't deal with the backlash of the grandparents. But my mothers and my aunties, I had one aunt, as far as the religious, I don't mean it's a curse, I ain't gonna curse, but it's the religious stuff. She used to always just put oil on me and just be praying for me. Every time she'll see me, I'm praying for you, or ask me, when you gonna give me a niece, or when you gonna have a baby? And I don't think she understood how messed up that was, because I can't have kids. So, shit like that, I really went through that type of shit, but to hear y'all went through similar shit, it's damn, everybody got a story to tell. So like I said, I really appreciate y'all for doing this shit, because it's opening my eyes to a lot of shit. But like I said, with that religious shit, I appreciate y'all for being honest, because like I said, my grandmothers, they don't give a damn. They'll love the man next door. Yeah. But like I said, I think the people that was born in the 80s, the 70s, and heavy into that real church and Baptist, they kind of they were taught the same thing, so I really don't even fault them. Like, cause somebody, they grandma taught them the same shit about hell, and you gon' so who am I to fault them of what they learned? So I think we as a people should do a lot of unlearning. But you know what I'm saying?
I was gonna piggyback off that. We grew up in the same family. Well, Jelly did kind of.
Sorry, Angelica.
In a way, like
Angelica, Jelly, it works. It don't matter.
We all grew up together in a sense. My mom and her mom was like best friends. My brother is her cousin.
Yes.
So it's like we all grew up in the same type of environment. I think the way I look at it, I think the reason why I'm able to be here, have this conversation and be okay is because I'm able to see it from everybody's angle, from everybody's side. Like at the end of the day, like if I'm a religious person, I believe in God, I believe that this is the only thing that's gonna save me and like this is my life, I'm gonna go by what I was taught. The same way. So I want them to be happy.
But my thing with that, with religious though, y'all,
I respect it. I'm not doing nothing wrong.
They're not doing nothing wrong, but in a sense they are, because if y'all going by how they was taught just when it comes to gay, is it going around the whole world about fornication and everything?
And I was gonna say that.
Like I said, my parents ain't never been married. So how do we go about, we respect them being how they were taught, but that wasn't the only thing they was taught. They was taught a lot of shit, not just about gay people.
I think they're wrong for judging.
You are
I
absolutely
do
right.
think they're wrong for judging. But I don't think they're wrong for praising God. Over
no. That's what I was trying to say.
I gotta respect that at the end of the day.
But using the word as a weapon is crazy.
That's
but
all
I
I'm saying.
also don't think that they're wrong for having their own belief. Because my belief is that I want to date a woman. And I don't want nobody to tell me that, oh, your belief is wrong. So if their belief, I agree with what you're saying. The Bible does not just say you can't be gay. It also says you can't have a baby out of wedlock. It also says all these other things. Why don't you focus on those things? I agree with you 100%. But at the end of the day, I can't tell these people how to think. What I'm saying is,
me as a gay person, I can.
As long as you're not physically, mentally, or emotionally hurting somebody because of their preference, is what I'm saying. I can respect you. You can have whatever belief you want to have. Because my belief is, like I said, I want to date a woman. I find women attractive, and I'm not gonna hurt nobody because I find women attractive, not physically, mentally, or emotionally. So I don't think that you should have any type of like resilience, or I'm sorry, not resilience, resentment against me for my belief, and I'm not gonna have any against you. I'm gonna respect you and your belief at the end of the day, as long as you're not trying to harm someone because of that belief. So I think that if someone is religious and they believe in their religion, I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. I don't believe, even if they don't agree with my lifestyle, because I don't agree with a lot of stuff. Like I don't agree with, it's people that in my family that are married, and I believe that they're unhappy.
That part.
Like they're going through like the worst marriage ever. I still respect the fact that you love your husband or your wife. You know what I'm saying? That's
You
your
put it in the public.
that is your choice. You know what I'm saying? I can't tell.
Who made you mad this morning?
So I think that we all gotta have grace with each other, and I think that at the end of the day, like if God is who they say God is, the people, I don't want to be in heaven with a lot of these people. So if that's the heaven that we go into with some of these people, I would prefer not to go. So that's my perception of it. Like I think that we all should have grace. I think that's like biblically we should have grace, and we should allow people to like be who they are and believe what they believe, as long as they're not hurting people. Because I remember you had a friend that died. I think he was was he trans?
He was gay.
And I think that because he was going to out somebody or something like that. I don't remember the story
but
detail by
they
detail,
ended
they ended up killing him. And so I think that when it comes to situations like that, that's when I feel like I do have judgment over your belief. Because now people are being harmed because of your belief.
But that's since the beginning of time, though.
And people be forgetting that like gay just started in the 2000s.
That way, that's what,
like,
there you go.
Talking about some, oh, the Lord, the world gonna end. And
How many times we heard
how many times the world is gonna end? When is it gonna end? Let me know.
I could speak to my religious experience, man. It's truly been a journey for real. Like I struggled for a long time. Like honestly, like, do I want to believe? Like, I mean, I've had people in my family, you know, tell me, I mean, some of the like harshest things. Like, God whooping your ass because you know, something small can happen. I can have a flat tire. Come on. I can have a flat tire. I can have a flat tire. Now God whooping my ass because I'm gay. That ain't got shit to do with my sexuality
At all. You gonna burn. A flat tire?
Man, that is
You
so
know,
true though.
so I mean, it's
Shit, bro.
I'm just being real. Like, you know, I've dealt with some of the craziest things. Like, you know, I've heard people say, you know, when my family, I feel like they knew I was gay. They was questioning me about it before I even knew. So it's like, oh, you struggling with your identity? Yeah, I am gonna struggle with my identity because you're not making this a safe space for me.
Yeah.
You know, you just casting your judgment, telling me what God said. Well, God said you this.
Yeah.
Like, but how do you know? You don't know how I feel.
Yeah.
Like, so, I mean,
And the people that say that, I be wondering, did you think about it?
I think
you
so.
be the main people
I
talking
tell her all the time.
Thank you.
I think that most people who are extremely like
Homophobe.
Yeah.
homophobic.
Yeah.
now let's just say that. Just say
Yeah.
you're homophobic.
Yeah.
Exactly. Now I can respect you for
I
that.
think people who are extremely homophobic, like every conversation that they're having is about like why the world is changing
Yeah.
to gay. They are gay. I don't care what nobody
Nah,
says.
that's facts.
It's like
That's
if you're
facts.
extremely homophobic to the point to where
Yes.
like you can't even have a conversation. We could be having regular conversations.
Giving boost.
Yes, and out of nowhere a gay
You just talking about-
conversation
Like,
come up. Like,
I done had so many people like that. in
where
my
did
life.
gay come from? Like we wasn't talking about being gay at all. Like we was talking about
Regular
Popeye's
shit.
chicken.
Like what?
And now we having a conversation about gayness. I just think that that's like a sign that they either have thought about it or it's like
They identify with
yeah,
it.
Yeah.
They identify with it.
Identify.
And then they act like they can't understand. I just don't get that. I just don't
I think
understand.
a lot of people are scared to come out because of who the environment they around.
Damn
Because
right.
it's like if your homeboys don't clown you, you can't be who you
And
are.
I really
Yeah.
want to go
Taz.
into that. I want to go
Talk,
into
bro.
that as far as the black community. I did invite some males, but I think that that's just like that
Yeah,
culture.
they don't like to be.
Yeah.
It's like if I'm around gay people, I'm gonna catch the gay. Like
Right.
it's like it makes sense. Like
Yeah.
you know, but that's when you. I have a
Black
lot of
people got
straight
it bad.
friends that be in the gay club because they're comfortable
Yeah.
with who they are,
Yeah.
and then they leave with some of the girls, and I be like, I thought she was gay. You know what I'm saying? But you know, it's all about the environment you in. And like you say, if you create that safe space for you to be who you are, it's not gonna matter.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are really
That part.
mad because they just can't be free and they can't be
They hate you.
they
for it.
self. Like
Yeah.
they're mad that you're happy that you love your damn self.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, dang, how can I say this without feeling like, you know what I'm saying? So some people get mad at how people praise you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just the environment that you create.
Then living, and you be living for other people.
Yeah.
Like these dudes out here
Man.
who got babies and baby mamas
Wives.
and wives. It just be like, baby, you need to get some help. Like, cause it be really an internal thing. Like, just me even like becoming myself, I done dealt with then came across so many people like who know what they like and would not budge on. I'm not telling nobody nothing. You keep this, and I don't mind being solid for somebody, but I'm not ever gonna hide myself
Yeah.
for none of y'all.
Yeah.
It'll never be that. And one thing I always made sure, I'ma always tell my T before you get to tell my T.
Yep.
So when I come in the room, I'm probably gonna show you some masculine energy. You gonna probably get some feminine energy. You just gonna feel it. You don't even need to ask questions, but if you really have to ask, come respectful. And what people don't do is they think that they could just fly out their mouth no matter how old how old you are. And at the end of the day, I be trying to respect people, but people sometimes they lose their respect for you. They don't come with that common
respect
courtesy
you.
for you, and then expect you just to turn the other cheek. Baby, I ain't want to.
I want to piggyback off of what Taz was saying about like or maybe somebody said something about a safe space.
Taz.
And I want to piggyback off of that because I think that the reason why we are all African American, and I think that plays a big role in the safe space. Like, I think that if we were another race, we might not even need this podcast.
You wouldn't need it.
I think it has a lot to do with like culture, race, slavery even plays a part just simply because of the things that happened to black people in that time. And so it carried on to after generation after generation after generation. And so now we're still feeling that.
Yeah.
And I think that like even now, like I think I know a few gay people, males, that just don't have the courage to feel that they would be safe saying that they are gay.
So I'm asking, since you said that, I'm asking all y'all, do y'all feel it's harder for a male or a female to like just come out?
In the black community, male.
Male, for sure. in
Male,
black community.
okay.
Cause you're supposed to be the man, you're supposed to be the breadwinner, you're supposed to take care of us, and it just like it comes from the women though.
Yeah.
It really comes from the
Okay.
women, cause my daddy took me better than my mama. My mama, she was like, oh, she was flabbergasted, but at the same time, you the same one who been telling me, why you walk with so much bounce? Why you talking with your hands?
Yeah.
Why you talking like that? It's just like, parents be knowing, and the women, they make it harder because they have that, I was having a boy.
Yeah.
And I want a boy.
Yeah.
And that kind of gets to you because you got to realize as you get older, everything becomes real life trauma because you can always think back and remember that one person who said that to you
Yeah.
and it'll still feel the same.
I hit you. It hit you like a brick.
Yeah, it'll still feel the same exact way as if they said it just now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy you said that because I think about like as raising kids now because I have a stepson and he see two women but he also see his dad and his stepmother and it's like he's trying to figure out, well, why y'all two girls? Why you dress like a boy and you dress like a girl? So his favorite thing to call me when we first met was friend. It sticks to him to this day. He still call me, we be in public, friend. And people looking like, what is this? Should we call the cops? But I think he's starting to realize as he get older, like, okay, that's friend, that's mommy, but they getting married. So is it okay for, and then in your head it's like, but I don't want you to steer and think, yeah, you just need to run off with it. I want you to have your own experience in life and be your own person. And like what you said with your parents, it's like, you think like, dang, I gotta protect you. Cause that was my mom whole thing. I gotta protect you. I don't want nobody to say nothing to you, but I'm like, Ma, this is my experience. I have to go through that. Even if you don't want me to go through that, I gotta go through it. Especially like when you start getting tattoos and all that. Why you doing all that to your body? Cause this is my art on me. This ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. So, but yeah.
And I think with,
Shout out your mama.
I think with
For real,
parents,
that's
I
dope.
think with parents, it's kind of like the same, kind of like what you're saying. Like they imagined it already. It's like, if you've ever been in like a long-term relationship and you start making plans, and then you break up,
Yeah.
And then it don't
know how that
follow.
feeling is? I think that's how the parent feel when it's like, I had a daughter.
Yeah.
I was expecting like
Heartbreak.
to have a first dance with my daughter at her wedding. Like she probably had your mom or your dad probably already had these ideas or these dreams for you. So it's like when that changes, it's like damn. Like
Yeah.
so
I don't think they realize like how unfair that is.
Yeah.
it
Come
is
on,
very
Jelly.
unfair.
Yeah.
It's
Come on,
unfair
Jelly.
because it's like, I mean, I'm
much
my own
pressure.
person.
Yeah.
Like, this is my identity. You trying to create my identity for me. Like, man, yeah.
No, you
that's what I
can,
got, that's what I got on there.
Elaborate.
I mean, I'm one of them people. It take me a while. I gotta process, different stuff. But like, allow me to be me with no expectations.
That part.
That's it.
Yep, and going back to what Saz was saying about the safe place, the only reason I'm able to be me is because I created a safe place. All my cousins and my sister, they all younger than me. I ain't really hang with many. I had an older cousin and she accepted me, but I ain't really hang with people my age. But those people that I cling to, they ain't give a fuck because they already knew. So you gotta create a space where people don't really give a care. Now, if you got people that's study on the fence on about it, they cool with you in front of when you're private, but when you're in front of the other family, they kind of. So you really got to create, even in family, whether it's friends, strangers, create people that
Create your own
don't give a
community.
damn. You know what I'm saying? To accept you for who you is.
But still honest with you.
That part.
Yeah. Still
That part.
honest with you.
I love that.
I think a person who can't love you for who you are doesn't love you.
At all.
I'm
Agreed.
sorry. Like,
And that's not fair.
I'm saying
That's not
I'm
fair.
saying this only because I feel like this. I feel like if I love you, who you are, unless you're like I say, my thing is my whole thing on life is like if you're not mentally, physically, emotionally hurting somebody, like it really ain't my business. Like if you want to go be with
Tom, Dick, and Harry.
Yeah.
But how did you have
I
that
just-
mindset at a young age?
I didn't
Not your
own-
business.
Because I loved you.
Okay.
I think it didn't. I don't even think that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have cared about if you was fucking a dude. I wouldn't have cared about how you was fucking him
Because
anyway.
it
Right.
don't matter. I
Like
don't
now
gotta
that it's
see
a
it.
woman, like what changes? Nothing
Yeah.
changes about that. Like
Right,
I wouldn't have been like, damn, did he fuck you right?
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't have been asking you that question anyway. Like it would have that would have never been a
But why
conversation.
you say that? That's crazy because people always say so how it tastes or what it feel like,
Like,
when you
like,
have
that
sex
is-
with a
Girl.
Yeah.
Because I think those are people who are
What-
curious. They might
But I
just
do
be able
think
to
that's
curious
kind of like
though.
microaggressions.
Yeah.
though. Like it's literally microaggressions for real. Like
So
it's
I
so
think-
uncomfortable.
It really is. It really is.
Yeah. I wouldn't have cared.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you fucking this dude today, or this your boy. Unless he's hurting you or like bringing you some type of mental like unstableness. Like I felt the same way when you was with a girl. I remember me and you had a conversation like, I don't think this person good for you.
Yeah.
It don't matter if it's a girl or a guy. Like
Right.
at the end
You
of the
want the
day, like
best.
I want the
Right.
best for the people I love.
Yeah, it's kind of like this.
Right.
Like if you gonna love me with conditions, man,
Come on,
I don't want
Like,
it.
take
I
that
really
on,
don't want
man.
it. I'm at a point now. I don't care who it is. If you don't love me for me, if I can't come into your space and I feel anxiety,
Come
Yes.
on. Come on.
Yeah.
I don't want to be around it. That's
Yeah.
what type of time I'm on now. I'm dead serious, y'all.
How did
We
you
ain't
get to
doing
that
Some
point?
stuff I'm just not gonna talk about on here because you know what I'm saying, we on camera.
No,
But
but no.
I'm telling you.
Tell the
I
people how did
love-
you get to that point to where you came to like F it?
Ooh,
'Cause I
man.
know you said counseling earlier.
Yeah, that's
I'll
part
say
of it.
okay,
That's a
okay,
major, major
okay,
part
okay,
of it.
okay.
That's a major
Black
part
people,
of
we
it.
do go to counseling. We got three
Right.
motherfuckers.
It's
But,
worth it.
Okay.
It's just, emotional, like the boundaries. Like it was so many people overstepping my boundaries.
Yeah.
Like, I've had somebody tell me that I'm not the same person because I'm not doing what they want me to do. That's a control factor though.
Right.
You want to control me. And then it just got kind of disrespectful. And when it got disrespectful, I'm done.
Yeah.
Then they're mad at you.
Yeah.
Come
Yeah,
on,
I'm
say it.
done
Those
now.
boundaries,
Yeah.
and it's like I
Yeah.
don't have an issue. It's just like I just don't want to put myself in that surroundings anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because of that, it's like, oh, now I have an issue with you
Yeah.
because no,
I
it's
still
just-
love you,
I love
but I
you,
gotta do
just-
it from a distance now.
Yeah.
And people don't
Even with
understand
families?
growing.
Even with
At
family.
all. They
They
don't
don't
understand
understand
growth.
Like,
And
Y'all talking now.
just
I appreciate it.
just because we are family, just because we are blood does not make us family.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
That
you do.
does not make you. It
We
don't.
family, bro.
We're related,
Okay.
but we're not family.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
if
My
you
family
come
ain't
back,
gonna treat me
I
like
got
that.
a whole bunch of friends who
Yeah.
I look at as my sisters and my brothers. Those are
Real.
family.
Yeah.
But some people that I'm actually blood related to, I can't even go around you. I don't want to be in your space because you're gonna interrupt my peace.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot of grief that come with that, though.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Having
Yeah.
a certain
Especially in the
mom.
black community.
It's a
Talk
lot
jelly.
of grief in
Talk
that.
jelly.
But,
Expound real
hey,
quick on that grief. Just expound on that because it really is.
Man, you be sad, bro. Like,
Yeah.
for real, it hurt you to let go of people that
Yeah.
you grew up with. Like you my people. Like I would have never thought I would have got to this point where
Right,
I'm
right,
not gonna
right.
be in a relationship with you no more.
Right.
So now, I feel like I don't belong.
Yeah.
Because that's supposed to be my space that I belong, especially when it's my family.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a lot of healing that you got to do around it for real. And honestly, just your chosen family, finding some real healthy people that
Yeah.
allow you to be you.
Regardless.
Having therapy, you know what I'm saying? I'm an advocate for that. Future therapist, by the way.
That way.
Oh,
That way.
I mean that. Yeah.
Black
that's what
female,
it is.
by the way.
I want to piggyback off of this because I think that.
Sorry, guys. We done been off the
That's
question, but
okay.
go ahead,
I'm
lady.
gonna make it real quick because I think that I remember like having you in my backyard and I was on this podcast called Becoming, and like I think it was really the start of me saying like, okay, this is who I am.
Yeah.
This is what, and this is 3 years after I'm saying that I'm gay. Even to this day, I still feel like I make excuses. You know what I'm saying, for like why I'm gay or like because of my
yeah.
upbringing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I think the first step is like loving yourself. Like for real. Like people say all the time, oh, I love myself, I love myself, I love
They don't
myself.
genuinely.
But if you really love yourself, like you wouldn't allow people to put you in a box. You wouldn't allow people to tell you like you have to be this certain way or you have to live this certain way if it's not true to who you are.
Right.
And I think that that's the first step to like overcoming all of that shame, all of that guilt, all of that stuff that we all kind of like deal with internally, but we still go around because we making everybody else happy. We
really want to hear that shit, I can spit that shit. Don daughter in this bitch, bust it open like you got a switch, throw it back, grip it on the hips, diamond dance and do it on the dick. Pretty fat thugger rap bitch, Henny sipping cognac bitch, take your soul, make them tap quick. Got some fight, no I nap shit with a pretty little bitch and a killer. Give him the drop, he'll serve you the dealer. That nigga shooting shit like it's the Thriller. Bananas gorilla, might leave a shit split if you put him, can stretch it, the flexible. I need everything to the decimals. If a nigga can't, then he gotta go. I tell a nigga shoot himself, no plexico. Yeah, bitch don't get paid to talk, she just talking, yeah. Pull up, black truck, fucked up, back in walking, yeah. Fuck nigga, fucked up, gotta walk it like God talking, yeah. Play with it, hoe, it's the motherfucking dolly, yeah. Yeah.